Your early-round opponents at a tennis Grand Slam can be some of your toughest. Part of the reason is the atmosphere, which this week and next finds the world's best in the sport standing square in the middle of New York City's Arthur Ashe Stadium before more than 20,000 spectators. But what you also face, especially as a top-ranked competitor, is an adversary charged with the excitement of the challenge you pose. He or she has little to lose. US Open No. 3 seed Coco Gauff played unseeded Ajla Tomljanovic, whom Gauff had beaten in straight sets at the 2024 Paris Olympics. The idea of facing Gauff again, though, gave the Australian a chance to play at a higher level, to rise up to the challenge Gauff presented. In other words, applying the research of sports scientist Amanda Vizek, it was an opportunity for fun. Gauff, a two-time Grand Slam winner, had endured a wave of double faults in recent weeks. She had made what seemed like a drastic change by switching coaches just days before the year's final major tournament. And yet she had similar intentions. "I'm definitely very excited," Gauff told ESPN before she stepped onto center court for the first round. "Obviously, a little bit nervous, but I'm just gonna go out there and have fun." What Vizek has learned in studying what makes sports fun is that the answer is far from a cliché. Her groundbreaking Fun Maps study that included male and female soccer players of varying ages and skill levels in 2015 found it to be a state of being that goes hand in hand with athletic development. What Gauff discovered over 3 difficult sets against Tomljanovic, and 2 nights later in her excruciating win over Croatia's Donna Vekic in the second round, is at the essence of Vizek's latest published paper studying fun determinants in tennis. It's Vizek's first study about an individual sport, and it confirms what she has learned about sport after sport. "It's actually simpler than we might think," says Vizek, an associate professor at the George Washington University's Milken Institute School of Public Health in Washington. "It's not. What makes it fun for Steve is different than from Amanda, and then you've got to jump through all these hoops to make it an individualized experience unique to him or her. Not at all. Instead, there's very common elements across the experience fundamental to quality sport participation athletes describe as fun. Fun, Vizek says, doesn't just happen when you drop your kid off at practice or a game, or get out of a player shuttle at the US Open. Organizations, coaches, parents and athletes can design for it and, perhaps like Gauff, realize it when they least expect it. Vizek's original study, the Fun Integration Theory, asked youth soccer players, ages 8 to 19, from around the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area what made their sport fun. From their responses, 81 fun determinants were identified, which the research team listed on cards they gave to the players to sort and rate in importance. Based on how the cards were sorted, the determinants were grouped into 11 dimensions of fun factors, and graphically presented on a map. She has repeated the study design with basketball and ice hockey players in Sweden, 84 fun determinants, and now tennis, 120 determinants. The results reveal much of the same about what we find fun about sports, whether we are male or female, consider ourselves elite or recreational players, or are young kids or young adults. Vizek's study of fun determinants in tennis included 667 male and female junior tennis players, aged 6 to 19, from the mid-Atlantic and southeastern areas of the United States. They were represented across racial identities and skill levels and recruited from a broad array of tennis facilities and programs. Of all the studies Vizek has conducted so far, they identified the most fun determinants yet, everything from coaches who help players learn and challenge them, to coaches who care about their progress, to keeping positive energy to persevere through setbacks. There are so many determinants that make the experience fun.